NK Toko Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school basketball, where the Xenia Buccaneers will take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Cargill, and NK Toko. You're looking live at the Hive. My name is Brandon Coverman. Glad you could join us here on NK Toko Sports for our Tuesday night Miami Valley League showdown between the Xenia Buccaneers and the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Let's first take a look at the Xenia Buccaneers. Xenia in the Valley Division with Sidney. Xenia sitting at the bottom. They have a 2-8 overall record in conference play. They're 3-11 overall. They're led by Elijah Withers with 11 points a game. Team has struggled to produce offense here at times this season. They did beat Piqua on Friday. Before that, to snap a 3-game skid that they were on. Their wins this year against Piqua, Bellefontaine, and Greenville. So, I apologize for that. They are 3-11 overall and 2-8 in the conference. They played Sidney back on December 7th, their second game of the year, and fell 69-47. Let's take a look on the flip side here for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Sidney overall 8-5 overall, 6-4 in the conference right now. They are sitting right on the outside of that Valley Division lead here. If you take a look at the standings there, they are one game behind Stebbins, who they will face Friday night in a big Miami Valley League showdown here that you can catch Friday here on NK Toko Sports. They're led by three players in double figures, and Azen Steele at 16.4 points a game. Julius Spradley not too far behind at 15.3 a game, and also Jace Daniel at 10.6 points a game under veteran coach John Willoughby. Kicking down to our PA man, Brett Bickle, here for our national anthem. Starting lineups, keys to the game, and tip-off here next on your home for Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball and NK Toko Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Back here on NK Toko Sports as we get ready to introduce the starting lineups here for both teams. First, for the Xenia Buccaneers and head coach Jason Caudle.
And now for the starters. First, for the visiting Xenia Buccaneers, a 5'8" senior, number 0, Elijah Withers.
Number 0, a 5'7" senior averaging 11 points a game, Elijah Withers. Number 2, a 5'7" senior averaging 6.6 points a game, Juan Underwood. Number 11, Eli Weingartner, a 6'4" sophomore averaging 5.1 points a game. 6-foot junior at 5.2 points a game, Tremonde Henry. And rounding out the lineup, number 22, a 6'4" sophomore averaging 3.3 points a game, Tommy Estrom. The head coach of Xenia is Jason Caudle. And now the starting lineup for the Sidney Yellow Jackets, trying to keep pace in the Valley Division with Stebbins. Number 3, averaging 4.3 points a game, Ethan New. A junior sitting at 6'1", averaging 10.6 points a game, Jace Daniel.
A 5'10" junior, number 1, A-Star.
A 5'10" 10 junior, averaging 16.4 a contest. Aizen Steele, number 5, averaging 15.3 points a game. He's a 5'9 junior. Julius Spradling. And rounding out the lineup, number 10, a 6'4 senior, averaging 6 points a game. Mitchell Davis, the head coach of the Sidney Yellow Jackets in his 8th season at the helm, is John Willoughby. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, taking a look for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. They wanted to be able to defend the 3. They've talked about that being of big importance here tonight. They also wanted to attack the paint, be aggressive, attack downhill on offense. They also talked about limiting the open looks because they were really good at really attacking downhill. Coach Cottle talked about in his keys to the game. For Sidney, it's be able to get off to a fast start. They should be the favorites in this game. You want to get off to a fast, clean start. You want to be able to keep the momentum. They've won 3 in a row. Just play confident going along with that fast start and being able to rebound effectively and limiting the second chance opportunities of Xenia. Thanks to Keyhole Pizza, the longtime sponsor of Keys to the Game. If it's not Chunky Bob's Pizza, it isn't pizza along State Route 66 in Newport. Xenia with the basketball first. Their shot no good from there from Juan Underwood. The ball will go back out to Elijah Withers. Again, Sidney won the first matchup in this double round robin format. The NVL plays similar to the rest of the Shelby County League, and Lehman in the TRC. Xenia lost 69-47 to these Jackets. That first time they played on December 7th was Xenia's second game of the year as Underwood triples it off his foot, and we have the game's first turnover. Excuse me there for a second as we're back at play here. It is Xenia basketball here. And they go on the inside and they lose the basketball. And it'll stay with Xenia. Passed in over to Xenia. They're going to pull up for a three-pointer. Shot is no good. Rebound down to Julius Spradling. And ball goes right through Jace Daniels' hands. Ball on the inside of the basket. Shot no good. It'll stay with Xenia. And there's a push off there against Juan Underwood. First foul of the game with 6:06 to go here in the first quarter. We're waiting for our first score of the game. Sidney passes ball out to Jace Daniel. Daniel steps back. His shot's no good. Oh, Davis almost had a put-back dunk, but he'll lay it in anyway for the future Toledo Rocket. Playing on the baseball circuit. And he gets the first score of the game, and Sidney leads 2-0 over Xenia on our first National Bank first scoreboard. 5:36 to go here in the first quarter. Looking there on the inside is Xenia. Off-balance shot thrown up. Weak side rebound. There goes down to Tommy Eshram. Underwood flips it in the corner. Three-pointer high, and arcing is no good there from the corner by Tremonde Henry. Spradling looking to push the break. Spradling in on the right wing. His shot's no good, and Daniel cannot corral the rebound. And Coach Cottle can ask the officials what happened there. He thought it'd be Xenia basketball, but it's going to stay with Sidney. So run the out of bounds play. Daniel come off the screen, shoot the three, bullseye. Jace Daniel cans the three from the right wing. And the junior connects, and it's 5-0 here. Sidney over Xenia. Ball on the inside to the basket, and there's the score there for Tremonde Henry. Henry cracks the box score. And they only said Daniel's shot was a 2. They only have the score as 4-2 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. So it's 4-2, Sidney ahead. Daniel inbounds it into New. Gets over to Davis. He'll pull up for a little 8-footer and hit it. Mitchell Davis, recognizing the defense was there, pulls up, hits the shot. He's got 4. Sidney's lead back out to 4. With 4:18 to go here in the first quarter on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard here on NK Telco Sports. 4:12 to go here. Nearing halfway through this first quarter. Sidney student section coming alive for their team. And we have a drive on the inside. That shot, again, good by Tremonde Henry. Henry with 4 points. He only averages 5.2 a game. It's got to that in about a half a quarter. There's a little pressure from Xenia. Get the ball to the corner to Davis. Davis will reverse course. Get it back out to Spradling. He'll save it just in time to keep the possession alive. Nice play by the athletic junior Julius Spradling to keep it alive and not give up on the play. Spradling on the Sidney logo. 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. 6-4 Jackets. Pressure here. Steele getting pressure, and he's fouled there on the back side. They're reaching to make contact. There was Elijah Withers. Substitutions coming in here. Gavin McManus and number 32, Caden Junkins coming in the lineup. Spradling with the basketball. He's got either way to go with the screen. He decides to go to the right wing. He's got a lane to the basket. Drives downhill. His shot's no good. Board cleared there by Gavin McManus. Teardrop in the lane. Well off the mark there from Elijah Withers. Spradling's going to push it. Spradling going to hesitate to the basket. And they'll count it and 1. Julius Spradling will head to the line. Bucket's good and 1. Spradling, an excellent free throw shooter. Team high at 81.5% on the season. And there's the old announcer's jinx as he misses it. But Spradling gets the bucket as the clock freezes with 3 minutes to go. Jackets doubling up the Bucks. 8-4 here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Sidney trying to keep pace with Stebbins as they have a massive Miami Valley League showdown here on Friday night here on NK Telco Sports against Stebbins. But they got to get across the Xenia Buccaneers right now. Sidney trying to sweep the season series against Xenia. Ball kicked out to the corner, 3-pointer off the mark. Rebound goes down over to Caden Jenkins. And an errant pass picked off there. Jace Daniel gets it. Daniel out of control, turns it right back over to Xenia, who turns it right back to Sidney. Steele will pull up right wing. Too much on it. Xenia can't recover it. It'll stay with Sidney. Jace Daniel, the inbounder. Box set here for the Jackets. They get it in New. New back out to Steele. He'll fire through from the other wing this time, and this time he's got it. Buried from the left wing there by Azen Steele. We got a timeout there by Coach Jason Cottle. All timeouts brought to you by our fine sponsors at Precision Strip, as they sponsor all our timeouts this year. We'd like to thank all our sponsors here because without them, we would not be able to bring you basketball here on NK Telco Sports. Our sponsors are Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, the First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keel Pizza. Timeout sponsors, Precision Strip, our player of the game, which will bring to you from Sydney, is brought to you by NK Telco. And our mid and post game stats are brought to you by Grand Lake Health System. And our Sydney Live View sponsor right here in Sydney is Cargill. So Xenia coming out the Precision Strip timeout, trails 11-4. Try to get a quick three-pointer, and they do. Buried there by Caden Jenkins, who shoots 38% from the field. Xenia's best three-point shooter. Coach Cottle able to get that bucket back out the timeout. Steele with the jumper. Shot is good. Aizen Steele, smooth as silk. Increases the Sydney lead to 6. And Steele gets another steal here. He goes to the basket, glides, and scores. Aizen Steele on fire. And he's on a little self-4-0 run here. Sydney lead back out to 8. Shot in the lane, wide off the mark. Davis clears the boards. Davis pushes it up on the outlet to Spradling. He hesitates at the top of the key. Gets it out to Steele. Steele feeling it a little bit here. He's going to pull up. Shot no good. Heat check there by Aizen Steele, but it doesn't fall. 1:06 to go here in the first quarter. Going to the basket. Shot is no good. Daniel clears the rebound. Under a minute to play here. 15-7 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. The Jackets ahead here of Xenia. Xenia making the trip from Greene County to Shelby County here tonight. Spradling slows the tempo here. Sorry, Steele. They get it to a flashing Mitchell Davis, who goes in the lane. Might have got away with an extra step, but it's his third field goal nonetheless this quarter. Mitchell Davis converts, and the lead's out to 10 for Sydney. Jenkins gets a shot fake. Just hit that three a moment ago to get his team back with them forward. It's been a 6-0 Sydney run since. Teardrop in the lane. It's no good. Ball deflected. Everyone hits the deck. Jump ball arrow favors the Jackets. Trio of substitutions now in for Xenia. It's number 2, Juan Underwood. Number 12, Gavin Trenton Lee making his first appearance. And also there, number 4, Caden Smith, a 5'9 junior, making his first appearance into the lineup here on NK Telco Sports. Here for Xenia. See if Sydney goes down to one possession here. Lead by double digits. Here comes the run and jump here from Xenia. Spradling steps back, fires a three, got it! Julius Spradling caps off an excellent first quarter of offense for John Willoughby. Sidney Yellow Jackets, they lead Xenia 20-7 after 8 minutes of play here at the Hive. We'll step aside and come back with your second quarter of action here in your home for Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball and NK Telco Sports.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. Carriage Works thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. Carriage Works now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, it's a 20-7 lead here for Sydney over Xenia. What a first quarter for Sydney offensively, drilling a couple triples and everything. And shot is no good there by Xenia. Sydney trying to push in transition. That quarter really spearheaded there by Aizen Steele and Mitchell Davis. Aizen Steele ended up with 9 and Davis with 6, and make it 8 for Mitchell Davis. And immediately we get a timeout by Coach Jason Cottle. As they trail by 15, we'll step aside with a word from our sponsors here in your home for Sydney Yellow Jacket basketball and NK Telco Sports. NK Toko Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NK Toko Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 153, January 17th at 2 p.m. and on Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503, January 30th at 6 p.m. and January 31st at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktoko.com/sports. Three-pointer hit there by Caden Jenkins. Says a 38% shooter from three. Gets another three out the timeout. Azen Steele with another steal and a bucket. Azen Steele now up to double figures now in 11. As the board's a little behind here at Sidney. Caden Smith with the basketball going up, and he's fouled. Xenia will take its first trip to the charity stripe of the ball game with 6:42 to go here in the first half. Hopefully you guys are all staying warm with the cold temperatures out there. A lot of schools closed today due to the freezing temperatures. Expect maybe some more delays tomorrow here with both of these teams playing. Especially you talk about kids, especially at the bigger schools like your Sidney and Xenia that have bus stops and kids are waiting out there in the cold. It is not friendly out there right now. It's not snow or anything, but it is cold temperatures. It's the first free throw missed there by Smith. He'll go empty. The Xenia team struggles from the line. They shoot 56% as a team. He should be in that 65-70 range for a very good free throw shooting team, or considered a very good free throw shooting team. Spradling with the basketball. Goes to Tucker Heron, who's in the lineup for the first time. Three-pointer, Jace Daniel clinks off the iron. No good. Jenkins clears the boards. Juan Underwood thought about pulling up for a three. He'll kick it to the right corner. Over to Gavin McManus, who's back in the lineup. We'll have a change of subs here in a bit. Here for Xenia, they'll have 4 subs coming in. Deep three-pointer taken, clanks off the iron. Can Xenia track it down? They cannot. And substitutions coming in. Number 0, Elijah Withers. Number 11, Eli Weingardner. Number 13, Tremonde Henry. And number 22, Tommy Ursham back in the lineup. So 5:51 remaining here in the first half. Sidney leads Xenia 24-10 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. My name's Brandon Coverman. Glad you can join us here on, again, this chilly Tuesday night here in Shelby County. Shot in and out, no good there from Steele. Daniel with the rebound, kicks it back out to Azen Steele. We'll set up the offense here for Coach John Willoughby in his 8th season. Spent 30 years as the head coach at Houston. Made the state Final Four in 2011 as a fixture in Shelby County basketball. High arcing shot there is no good by Julius Spradling. Rebound caroms down to Xenia. And led that Houston program for 30 years, and now it's been at Sidney ever since. And the shot is good there by Tremonde Henry. Had over 300 wins in his career at Houston. Again, like I said, a trip to the 2011 state Final Four that year at the Schottenstein Center. There for Houston. He's a fixture around Shelby County. Him and other coaches. Paul Bremerton, who used to coach at Rouge, he coached at Troy for 4 years. Those guys had battles here in the Shelby County and Miami Valley League, as there's a three hit from the corner by Azen Steele. Azen Steele continues to be on fire. He's up to 14 points. He's outscoring Xenia himself. 4:17 to go here in the first half. Ball on the inside, and there's a foul. It's going to go against Julius Spradling. 2 free throws coming up here for Tommy Ursham. Ursham struggling from the line this year. As we mentioned, Xenia coming in 56.8% from the line this year. They have struggled in that category, but they hit one there. Ursham cracks the box score. And Ursham will split. for the 6'4" sophomore. Spradling fouled out front before Steele's three goes in. There's a hand foul on Xenia. It'll be the first on them. First team foul, as we know with all the new rules that have changed this year with fouls. 5 1/4 gets you in the double bonus as there's the extinction of the 1-and-1. Ball kicked to the corner to Jace Daniel. His three is too hard off the rim. 3-on-2 fast break for Xenia. They give it up. Shot in the lane is no good, but there's a foul. Going to the line will be Elijah Withers, who shoots 64% from the charity stripe. And that foul going to go against Tucker Heron. Will be the team's third here in the quarter. Shot is up and good for Elijah Withers. Number 2, Gavin Gilliam, a 5'11" senior, checks in for first time. And Withers will can both. Good for Xenia to get him in the box score as they cut the lead to 12. Here it's 20-7 after 1 quarter of play. Xenia outscoring Sidney 8-7 in halfway through the second quarter. Heron with the basketball. Xenia still in that zone. With the basketball around. Sidney cutting, Heron there. Gets out the lane. Gilliam up to Heron. They get on the inside to Spradling. Spradling shot off the mark, and Jenkins touched it out of bounds. And we'll take it out over to Spradling on the left side. They get it into Davis. Davis has 8 points in the ball game, and he traveled. Moved his pivot foot. And substitution back in. Ethan Noob, 6'2" junior, back in the lineup. There for Sidney. Ball worked around. Teardrop on the inside is no good. Rebound kicks back out over to Xenia. Shot is up and in. Elijah Withers with that bucket. Stepping through the defense. Shot no good. Rebound down to Davis. Gillum for a three. It's no good. Rebound caroms down to Xenia. Three-pointer up and in, and Xenia shows some life. Caden Jenkins with his third triple of the ball game. It's a timeout by Coach John Willoughby. We'll step aside. Sidney leads Xenia 27-20 here in your home for Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball in K-Tolko Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Back here on K-Tolko Sports, and Xenia making a comeback here. Caden Jenkins with his third three-pointer only averages 5.7 points a game. Like I said, shoots 38% from the field. Has made a big impact, and Aizen Steele has also made an impact. He has 16 points here on the night. 29-20 our score here. Shot on the inside, no good. Sidney Lee was up to a 15 at one point. It was 20-7 after the first quarter, but Xenia shot very well this quarter and has played very well. And Sidney still possesses a 9-point lead as we're 2:14 away from halftime. Davis with it up on the block. Gives it back up. Spradling in the corner for three. No good. Rebound cleared there by Tremonde Henry. Up ahead of the defense. No good on the layup there by Elijah Withers, who's still looking for his first field goal of the contest. Ball to Davis on the inside. Davis goes up and he's fouled. So Davis, the future Toledo Rocket, will go to the line again for baseball, that is. Will be an excellent addition on the diamond for a Sidney team that'll compete in the Miami Valley League this season. Davis's first free throw, too much on it. Davis, only a couple seniors on this team, along with Gavin Gillum, Tucker Herron, himself, and Corey Blackford. As the seniors on this roster, Davis splits the pair. Davis up to 9. Sidney lead back to double digits at 30-20. 1:42 to go here until halftime. Ball tipped on the ground. Stays with Xenia. Jenkins thought about a three. He's feeling it with 3 triples in the first half. They give the basketball up over to Weingardner. Weingardner looking to drive on the inside. Kicks it back out over to Withers. Withers still looking for his first bucket. And Spradling going to be called for foul. That'll be his second. That'll be the last foul Sidney can give in the half. As the sub will come in, Gavin McManus will check in the lineup for Coach Jason Caudle's team. Looks like the Junior Jackets are clearing out. Looks like we'll have a little halftime entertainment here if you're watching live here on NK Telco Sports. So let's see the future of Sidney basketball as there's a turnover force there. Tanner Snyder, 6'1" junior in the lineup, making his first appearance. Underwood also back in for Xenia. Steele walking up the floor. 2-3 zone here, 3-2 zone here by Xenia, I should say. Snyder with it. Snyder looking. Snyder takes it inside himself and gets it ripped away. Xenia forces a turnover here. A minute to go here in the first half. Xenia trying to cut the lead to single digits, and they'll get 2 free throws. Turnover on a foul by Snyder. So Withers' first free throw off the mark as Spradling will come back in for Snyder. Second free throw is no good. Ball out on the floor. It's a jump, and it'll go to Sidney. Spradling with it, gets it in the middle to New. New kicks it out to Jace Daniel. Gets that ball tipped. Steele will go get it in backcourt. Steele with 16 points this half. Him and Davis have been a bulk of the offense. Steele with 16, Davis with 9. So they have 83% of the Sidney offense right now. The other point just going to Jace Daniel with 2 and 3 for Julius Spradling. Steele be patient, reverses course. Gets it out to Spradling. Trying to close out this first half on a high note. Daniel with it. Trying to get the ball to Steele, it looks like. Spradling going downhill, and he's fouled on the floor. It'll be the 3rd team foul against Xenia. So not a bad foul to give if you're Coach Jason Caudle's squad. A quick substitution here. Eli Weingardner coming in. Quick substitution here. Stack formation on the left side of the key here for Sidney. Get it in. Davis to the bucket. Loses the basketball. Daniel goes up off the glass and in. Jace Daniel gets the bucket, and the prayer at the horn is no good. Sidney ahead by a dozen at halftime, 32-20. on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We'll step aside, come back with your first half stats and recap and your second half of basketball action here in your home of Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball and K-Telco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Halftime here at the Hive at Sidney High School, where the Sidney Yellow Jackets hold a 32-20 lead over the Xenia Buccaneers. Let's take a look at our box score and stats brought to you from our fine sponsors at Grand Lake Health Systems. First, taking a look for Xenia, they got 6 from Tremonde Henry, 2 from Elisha Withers, 1 from Tommy Ersham, and 9 from Caden Jenkins. On the flip side for Sidney, they were led with 16 points from Asen Steele. They got 3 from Julia Spradling. Mitchell Davis chipped in with 9. And they got 4 from Jace Daniel. Scoring after quarters, it was 20-7. Sidney ahead after 1, and they lead right now 32-20. It was about a 15-point lead for Sidney, 1 point in the second quarter. Xenia went on a little bit of a run. A couple hit threes by Caden Jenkins of Xenia made this a 7-point ball game, and at which point Coach John Willoughby called a precision strip timeout, and his team was able to increase the lead back out to 12 by the time the halftime buzzer sounded. We begin play here. 16 minutes left in regulation as we on here with the second half of basketball here on K-Telco Sports. It's hard to believe the tournament draw is 3 weeks from Sunday already. The girls' tournament draw is 2 weeks from Sunday. It's just a foul out by Ethan New. If you're a Xenia or Sidney fan, you can catch the girls' version of this game tomorrow night. JV tip approximately at 6 o'clock. And the varsity contest to follow afterwards here on K-Telco Sports. So a lot more basketball coming your way if you're a Sidney fan. And, of course, the Friday showdown with Stebbins, which will be a big battle in the Valley division of the Miami Valley League. As Asen Steele switches hands. Asen Steele has been tough tonight. He has 18 points, showing why he's one of the top players in the Miami Valley League, and the three-pointer is no good there by Weingartner. Spradling kicks the ball out. Back over to Steele. Steele already over his season average of 16.4 a contest. And there's an illegal screen on Jace Daniel. Good call by the official. He was not set when he gave that screen.
Legal screen on the Yellow Jackets, number 12. Daniel is first, team second.
And Xenia will walk the basketball up. Try to go on the backdoor cut. They drive on the inside of the basket. Shot's no good. There's a foul on Xenia. Foul going to be against Tommy Ersham. His first, team's first. Spradling with the basketball and give it up over to the left side to Asen Steele. Back over to Spradling. Spradling back to Steele. They play a little pitch and catch. Over to Jace Daniel. Daniel back to Steele. Steele driving, kicks out Spradling. Three-pointer off the mark, no good. New fighting for the rebound with Juan Underwood. It's a jump. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets. Zone out of bounds here. They give it in. It's turned over. They try to give it up ahead, but it was just all out of sorts there for Xenia, and they'll give it right back to Sidney. They try to get it up to Elijah Withers. The pass was just way too far to go do anything about it. Daniel to Spradling. On the right side to Steele. Steele trying to get it into Davis. That ball's deflected, and Xenia will take it away. Nice job to front the post there by the Buccaneers. They force a turnover. Ball in the corner. Juan Underwood thinks about a three, gets a jab step. Now will fire the three. Got it. Juan Underwood from the left corner cracks the box score. The 5'7" senior who averages 6.6 points a game cuts the deficit to 11. Back in transition, Jace Daniel, his shot is no good and hits off the support. We'll go right back to Xenia. And Sidney won the first matchup between these two schools, 69-47, back on December 7th. So it's been 5 weeks since these guys have seen each other. Back in the double round robin play that the Miami Valley League does. Bucks working up the post. Shot, no good. Spradling gets the rebound, full head of steam to the basket. And Julius Spradling with his first 2-point field goal of the game, and he gets the Sidney lead back out to 13. Underwood with the pressure, or with the basketball, excuse me. This ball back out over to Tremonde Henry. Henry, right elbow, dishes it on the inside. Xenia reversing course, trying to go to the basket. Through the contact, it's a late foul called. And going to the line here will be Tremonde Henry, who's only a 58% free throw shooter on the season. Like we mentioned in the first half, free throws not Xenia's bread and butter. They shoot 56.8% from the stripe as a team. So Tremonde Henry just a shade over the team average. But he connects on the first one. The Sidney league cut down to 12. Free throw is good. Tremonde Henry with 8 points. Okay. Caden Jenkins back in the lineup. Pass tip, ball on the floor. Xenia comes away with it, and they get a timeout. Timeout's a full timeout. We'd like to thank our sponsors here on NK Telco Sports. They are Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veterans Services, St. Henry Bank, WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keel Pizza. Timeout sponsor, Precision Strip. Our player of the game, which we'll bring from Sidney, is brought to you by NK Telco. Our mid and post game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems, and our Sidney Live View sponsor is Cargill. I'd like to remind you that NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on the NK Telco cable or NKT.TV app. On Channel 153, January 17th at 2 p.m., and on Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503, January 30th at 6 p.m., and January 31st at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports, and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So that's the Precision Strip timeout. Xenia feeling a little momentum here. They've played pretty even with Sidney outside that first quarter. Just trying to put a dent into the lead here. They can get back within single digits with a made bucket in this possession. They'll fail to do that, and Spradling's off and running. Goes to that right side, and a transition layup for Julius Spradling, and he's starting to heat up. Made 2-point field goals for Julius this quarter. Withers with the basketball. Tough night for him scoring, only 2 points. He leads the senior team at 11 points a game. No other Bucks average in double figures. 3-pointer from Juan Underwood. It's no good. Rebound down to Julius Spradling. Spradling, cross-court pass to Aizen Steele. Steele fakes in the baseline, tries to kick it out, but it's taken away there by Xenia. Withers thinks about splitting the defense, gives it up to Underwood. Underwood, teardrop in the lane, gets it to fall. Juan Underwood now up to 5 points, and we had the ball deflected out of bounds. So we have a substitution into the lineup. McManus comes in the lineup here for Xenia. Steele with it, gives it up to Davis, back over to Aizen Steele. 18 points in the ballgame for Aizen. Jace Daniel kicks it out to Spradling. Spradling tries to whip a pass on the inside to Davis, and that zone has neutralized the Sidney offense, but Xenia turns it right back over to Sidney with a travel. Pass into Aizen Steele. Gets a screen from Davis, trying to create a little space for Aizen to get a shot off. Ethan New flips it back to Aizen Steele, over to Jace Daniel. Daniel's going to fire a three and buries it. Jace Daniel with the three-pointer. He's up to 8 points now. In the Sidney lead back out to 14. Underwood going to try to get one back, and it's in and out. Steele pushes it up ahead. Steele look for the outlet pass. He'll take it himself. Up to Daniel. He recovers and scores. Jace Daniel with a self 5-0 run in the Sidney lead. Pushed back out to 16. Underwood in the lane. Tries to get a shot quick. Will get his own rebound. Kick it out to McManus for three. It's no good. And Spradling gets the rebound. Spradling breaks through the Xenia pressure in the backcourt. Up over to Aizen Steele. Sidney playing fast. Steals three. Got it! Sidney on fire as Aizen Steele has now crossed the 20-point threshold with 21 points. And Coach Jason Caudle wants to talk about it. Full timeout. 46-27. Sidney ahead of Xenia with 1:51 left to go in the third quarter. You're watching your home for Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball and KTELCO Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball fans are one big happy family right now with a 19-point lead as Xenia has let Sidney Run push this lead out to 19 as you feel the game kind of trending and shifting in the direction of the Sidney Yellow Jackets. They hold on to a 19-point lead here as they try to run Jenkins off the screen. He had a couple triples in the first half, 2 of them out of timeouts. It seems to be a trend of a play for Xenia, but they cannot get anything to fall here. Sidney has really pushed the tempo and has made a couple outside shots to push this lead. Aizen Steele in the lane. He takes the foul line. Jumper, got it. The basket is as big as the ocean right now for Coach John Willoughby's squad. And it's a 21-point lead now for Sidney. They won by 22 against Xenia in the first matchup. Withers kicks out the basketball to McManus. Juan Underwood with the three, and he gets it to go to put a dent in the Sidney run. Juan Underwood now up to 8 points. They're passing his season average. Steele up to New, back to Steele. Steele feeling hot. Heat check. It's no good. Rebound as the ball deflects off New. Coach Willoughby trying to advocate for his team. No dice there for him, but Sidney feeling good offensively to take those shots early into the possession. As they were able to put up 16 points. They scored 20 in the first quarter. Some hot shooting. Azen Steele pacing them right now and scoring. He has 23 points as the ball's turned over. The Lord only has him at 21, but I have him at 23, so we're going to go with that. New from the corner. His shot's no good, and there's a foul on Jace Daniel. No, they're going to call the foul against Xenia. That foul going to go against Eli Weingartner. They try to get it into Davis. Xenia sniffs that out. Underwood in transition. His shot's good. Count it and one. Chance for Juan Underwood at the old-fashioned three-point play. The only way that we see one free throw anymore with the elimination of the 1-and-1 on the high school basketball level. Underwood's shot is no good. Coach Willoughby asking his team for one shot to hopefully for them carry at least a 16-point lead in the final 8 minutes of regulation. Perimeter players play a little pitch and catch for Sidney, and they turn it over. Over and back. And now Xenia going to have some time to do something. They got possession to start the fourth quarter. Try to go in the lane. Shot up and in. Right there just before the horn for Eli Weingartner. Our score heading into the fourth quarter, Sidney ahead of Xenia 48-34. We'll step aside and come back with the fourth quarter of basketball here on your home for Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball in KTLCO Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Back here on KTLCO Sports, beginning the fourth quarter of action here between Xenia and Sidney. Sidney leads Xenia 48-34 here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Sidney had the lead out to 21. Xenia made a little run before the end of the quarter, but Xenia going to turn the ball over, and Azen Steele with the bucket in transition. He's got 25 points on the night. What a night for the super junior Azen Steele, who only averages 16.4. It's up to 25 on the night. Sidney bringing the pressure. Get it up over to Tremonde Henry. Juan Underwood for a three. Got it. Juan Underwood heating up here, leading all scorers here for Xenia. Juan Underwood now with 13 points, including 3 3-pointers for Juan. One of the 3 seniors on this team, along with Elijah Withers and Trenton Lee. Cross-court pass, Jace Daniel. Ball deflected off of Daniel. But it goes, it's picked off of by Xenia. Juan Underwood feeling the heat. His shot's no good. Withers with the rebound. Shot fakes, goes up. Shot good and one. This Xenia team has been trailing by double digits most of the ball game, but they have not said die yet. That's Ethan New with the foul, and I don't know if New got hit there. He's kind of bending over. It looks like Gavin Gilliam will come in for him here in a second. And he will. No, he'll come in for actually Azen Steele. Give him a little break. Withers at the line, cannot connect. 11-point lead now for the Jackets with 6:42 to go in the fourth quarter. My name is Brandon Coverman. Glad you could join us here on KTLCO Sports. It's a triple header here tonight at the Hive. Three-pointer for Gavin Gillum's no good. Rebound goes down to Xenia. They're going to push it ahead. Withers to the basket. It's good. Elisha Withers with the bucket, and the lead's down to 9 for Sidney. The freshman contest, Xenia won that one. Or sorry, Sidney won that one. In the JV contest, Xenia took home that by the final 48-34. And another turnover by Sidney. Transition for Elisha Withers. He scores, and Coach John Willoughby is going to call a timeout. What was a 21-point Sidney lead at one point has dwindled down to 7. We'll take the timeout with them. We'll be back after word from our sponsors here on NK Telco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Mr. Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Mr. Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Back here out the Precision Strip timeout here on NK Telco Sports. The Sidney Yellow Jackets lead the Xenia Bucks 50-43, but what was a 21-point Sidney lead has dwindled down to 7. And ever since Sidney's taken a double-digit lead, it's been a series of just runs by both teams. Sidney's goes on about a 6-8-point run, then Xenia will go on a little bit of a run, but the lead had stayed double digits in Sidney's favor for a while now. Xenia's broken through that threshold. They're going to stay in their zone. Ball in the corner, Jace Dano, he's going to fire a 3. His shot's no good. Xenia able to get a lot of transition points. And just like that, Elisha Withers scores. It's a 5-point ball game. 5:33 to go, 50-45. Spradling in the lane, his shot's up no good, and he's fouled, and Julius Spradling will go to the line. We go Gavin McManus. Spradling's first free throw is no good from the stripe. Trying to push the lead back out to 6. And Spradling converts the second free throw. Xenia being patient here. Go through the lane. There's a foul on the floor. It's called way before the shot was put up. Coach Jason Cottle and his bench want that shot, but this is not the NBA, unfortunately, for Xenia. Right side, Underwood to the basket. Wow. Xenia's penetration with the tandem of Underwood and Withers has been phenomenal this second half. And the lead is down to 4. Xenia trying to pull off the upset win. City's got a big matchup with Stebbins right now, but they've got to close out Xenia. New with the basketball. Gets it to Steele in the middle. Back out Julius Spradling. He'll take the jumper. Too much on it. Dana weak side rebound to Davis. Going up, and Mitchell Davis will foul. Second chance opportunity. Mitchell Davis will go to the line. Only a 53% free throw shooter is Mitchell. Some critical free throws here for Sidney as they miss there on the first one. We're going to see if Sidney switches up their defense at all. Xenia's been able to get a lot of easy penetration here as of late, and Davis hits the second free throw, and it's a 30-second timeout here by Coach John Willoughby. As Davis now up into double figures. He's the third Jacket in double figures to join Daniel and Steele in that distinguished category here tonight. Again, I'd like to thank our sponsors here, Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Streeterman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keyhole Pizza, timeout sponsor, Precision Stripper. Player of the Game is brought to you by NK Tolco. Our mid- and post-game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And our live view sponsor here, as always, for Sidney and in Sidney, is Cargill. So, again, what was once a 21-point Jacket lead had dwindled down to as much as 4, and Sidney leads 52-47 coming out of the Precision Strip timeout. And Sidney now going to go to that zone defense. I figure that's what John Willoughby wanted to talk about in the timeout. Shot no good there by Juan Underwood there. He had an open jumper, but cannot connect. Steele with the basketball over to New. New back to Steele. Steele in the lane, glides to the basket. He has half the Sidney offensive production with 27 of their 54 points, and the Sidney lead back out to 3 possessions. We're halfway through this fourth quarter, though, and the Xenia team has been scrappy and staying in the ball game. Right side, Jenkins. Pitch and catch on the perimeter, but the ball's stolen. Spradling up ahead. Shot is good. Count it. And one for the super junior Julius Spradling. And he'll go to the line for a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Spradling at the line. Spradling now in double figures. New trying to keep the possession alive. Ball on the ground. It kicks back out to Azen Steele. Sidney pushing the lead back out to 9. Xenia had it as close within 4. Ball kicked out to Daniel. Thought about a long jumper here. He'll take it. Shot clanks off the front of the iron. Underwood clears the boards. Underwood looking to push up ahead. He'll slow it down. He'll kick it out to McManus in the corner. His shot's no good, but the rebound carries down to Jenkins. 3 for Withers from the corner. He got it. Withers starting to pick up. We said he was staying below his season average. Now he's up to 15 points as him and Juan Underwood have led this supercharged comeback for Xenia here in the second half. Get the ball to Davis in the short corner, does Sidney. Davis in the corner. Davis will get bailed out from a timeout by his coach, John Willoughby. 2:54 to go here in the ballgame. Sidney up 6 on Xenia. We'll be back after word from our sponsor in your home for Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball and K-Tolco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Getting down to the final stretch here in regulation. Sidney leading Xenia 56-50 here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard out the Precision Strip timeout. 56-50. Xenia ahead here, but Sidney with the basketball right under their own basket. They get the ball into Azen Steele, who has 27 points here tonight. Mitchell Davis kicks the ball out to Spradling. He fumbles the ball. Gets it back, kicks out right wing. Daniel's going to fire a 3 off the front of the iron, no good. And that ball's going to be turned over. And Jace Daniel might have got away with a foul there. Xenia's going to try to increase the pressure. Ball back to Azen Steele. There's pressure. Ball stolen. Juan Underwood. Underwood to the basket. His shot's no good. New clears the boards. Back up to Spradling. Spradling kicks it out to Steele. He'll shot fake. Drive the baseline. Go up. He's blocked. But there on the cleanup is Julius Spradling. As we got to delay a game. We got a delay of game warning there on Julius. It's 58-50 our score now. Jenkins in the corner, he has 3 threes already, but it clanks off the side of the backboard. And Spradling will bring it up. 2 minutes to go here. Xenia going to increase pressure. New back out to Spradling. Cross-court pass over to Asen Steele. He's going to fire a deep 3. No good. New with the weak side rebound. Gets it over to Steele. On the inside, whips a pass to Davis, who loses his footing. And there's a 3-second violation there on Julius Spradling. And here comes Xenia. 3-pointer from McCannis is no good. Rebound down to Davis, and he's fouled. That's the last foul Xenia can give. 90 seconds to go here in regulation, so Sidney will shoot free throws here. That's the contest. We're going to see probably a lot of substitutions here from Coach Jason Cottle. His offensive and defensive exchanges, he's going to bring in Eli Weingartner, Tremonde Henry, and Tommy Ursham in the lineup here as we see full court pressure now from Xenia. Ball flipped up ahead to Jace Daniel. He tips it to Spradling, and Sidney gets lucky with that one. Julius Spradling up to 14 points. And Julius Spradling creates a turnover. Steele up head to Spradling, and Spradling will score. Couple layups by Julius Spradling. Creates there, and Spradling up to 16 points. Shot on the inside, no good. Xenia going to kick it out. Withers trying to keep Xenia in the ballgame. His shot's no good, but he's fouled there by Julius Spradling. And Elijah Withers will have 3 free throws to help get his team back in. What a game here. I mean, let's look here. And I have a different board. I have 27 points for Asen Steele. I have Julius Spradling for 16 points. That's Spradling's 4th foul, by the way. As Withers connects on the first free throw. I have Mitchell Davis for 10. There's Jenkins back in, and Withers trying to hit his next free throw here. See if he can connect on this frigid Tuesday night here in Sidney. Withers will hit, and Withers has a team high 17. Spradling is foul, or no, he traveled before any contact was made. To the basket, and there's a foul on Mitchell Davis. Davis slaps some skin there, and that's the 3rd foul on Mitchell Davis. First free throw is up and in by Elijah Withers. Two free throws by Withers, good. They're back within 8. Is Xenia. Ball over to New. Sidney all out of sorts here. They've only got 1 timeout left. They'll give it up. They got a 3-on-1 break. Davis, the exclamation point with the layup. Mitchell Davis now in double figures. Or actually, he has 12 already. He was already in double figures. That might be the nail in the coffin. Withers has got to get something up here. He takes the short jumper, and he's fouled on the follow-through. That's Mitchell Davis's 3rd foul. First free throw is up and in there by Elijah Withers. He's got 20, joining them on the scoring barrage here tonight. Withers at the line. We'll connect on both. We got a timeout here by Coach John Willoughby. It's a full timeout. 21 seconds to go here. Sydney ahead of Xenia 64-56. You're home for Sidney Yellow Jacket basketball and K-Telco Sports.
Today's households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth.
Get NK Telco high-speed internet with speeds up to 1 gig. Call 1-888-NK-TELCO today.
64-56 here on NK Telco Sports. Sydney ahead of Xenia with 22 seconds left. Trying to get the inbound in. They'll get it in over to Julia Spradling, who is fouled immediately. As Elijah Withers with that foul, that's his 4th. Here's your offense and defensive switches as Gavin McManus is going to come in the lineup here in a second. So 2 free throws here for Aizen Steele, who's been fantastic tonight. He misses the first free throw as McManus will come in for Tremonde Henry. And the clock ran off of 7 seconds. The clock's going to have to go. It's at 20.4 seconds here, and we're going to have to figure out where the clock was at. They're going to put it back at 20.9. So actually, Xenia's going to benefit with 0.5 of a second back on the clock. And Spradling connects. Steele there connects. He has 28 points now. Here comes Underwood. The 3 shot is no good. And they'll get it away out to Spradling. And no foul going to be called there in backcourt. And Spradling just going to lay it in. And that'll do it. Sydney gets a victory here tonight. 67-56 over the Xenia Buccaneers. You heard it here live on NK Telco Sports. We'd like to thank our sponsors here tonight on NK Telco, because without them we would not be able to bring you this broadcast. They are CarriageWorks Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, the First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keyhole Pizza. Our timeout sponsor, Precision Strip, our player of the game, which I'll pick from Sydney, is brought to you here by NK Telco. Our mid and post game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And our Sydney Live View sponsor is Cargill. I'd like to remind you that NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app. You can catch the replays on Channel 153, January 17th at 2 p.m., and on Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503, January 30th at 6 p.m. and January 31st at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Let's take a look at our box score here tonight, brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. Here first taking a look for Xenia. They had 20 points from Elijah Withers. Juan Underwood chipped in with a real nice night with 15, 2 from Eli Weingartner, 8 from Tremonde Henry, 1 for Tommy Ursha, and 9 for Caden Jenkins off 3 3-pointers. For Sydney, they were led and paced by Aizen Steele with 28 points. They got 18 from Julia Spradling. They got 12 from Mitchell Davis, and from Jace Daniel, they got 9 here tonight. So scoring after quarters, 20-7 Sydney after won. They led at half 32-20, 48-34 at the end of the third quarter. But they went overall 67-56 over the Xenia Buccaneers to help set up a massive showdown Friday against Stebbins in Miami Valley League play here, which you can catch here live on NK Telco Sports here tonight. And it was a 21-point Sidney lead at one point, but it dwindled down to 4 at one point. But Sidney able to seal the deal tonight and get a win in Miami Valley League action here tonight. So before we leave here tonight, we'd like to name our NK Telco player of the game, brought to you by NK Telco. And that distinction's going to go to Aizen Steele. Aizen Steele pacing the Jackets with 28 points. A lot of players helped chipped in. I mean, Stradling at 18, Davis had 12, Jace Daniel had his moments. But the player of the game going to go to Aizen Steele, brought to you by NK Telco. So congratulations to Aizen. Congratulations to Sidney. Sidney improves to 9-5 on the season here, and they will be at home Friday against Stebbins here on NK Telco Sports. That's a game you can catch here again. Jeff Hinchin will be on the call for that game. I believe there's a freshman game probably at 5, so I would assume the JV tip would be tentative about 6:15 or so. If there's no freshman game, I believe the tip would be about tentative for 6 o'clock. You can catch this game here live on pay-per-view here through NK Telco Sports. Xenia drops to 3-12 on the season, and they will host Miami Valley League rival Tippecanoe on Friday night. So that'll do it for us here tonight. Thank you for tuning in to NK Telco Sports. Before we leave, we'd like to thank our crew here tonight. For Austin Ambergy back in the station, I'm Brandon Copeman. For the final time from the Hive, the Sidney Yellow Jackets defeat the Xenia Buccaneers 67-56. You've been watching a production of boys high school basketball here on NK Telco Sports.